It's time to keep it live and local here. Another solo artist. We've had like a plethora of solo artists of recent, haven't we? A bunch of really great musicians. This time it's Johnny Kocher joining us. Good morning, Johnny. How you doing?
Hey, man.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. Hey, we've seen you play before. We've seen you around town. You're usually one of those guys that supports local music even when you're not playing, which is cool.
No, I absolutely love the city of Milwaukee, and all my friends that are from Chicago will tell you I'm pretty boastful of this city.
Yeah, it's fun to be able to go.
It's
fun to be able to go to see live bands and recognize faces of not only fans of the music, but some of the fans are also musicians from very good bands as well. So
no, definitely.
You were saying something off mic before about the solo scene, and this collaboration of artists that are coming up tomorrow night at the BBC is kind of that. Explain that a little bit more.
Well, I just think, love the bands around town. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Love them. Huge Guffs fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's this scene that's starting to brew, and it's the solo artist scene.
Yeah.
And tomorrow night is just going to be a microcosm of what you can see if you put your ear to the ground here in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about you say solo shows? Is it going to be solo, meaning singer-songwriter type stuff, or solo where you're going to incorporate other instruments with other people just periodically throughout the set?
When I say solo, I mean solo,
just
like
you and
acoustic,
guitar.
and it's cool. Like add a violin, add a piano.
Yeah.
It really, the intimacy that it can bring is unbelievable.
Yeah. Do you play with like a loop station or pedals or anything? Or is it just you and a guitar?
It's just me and a guitar.
Okay, that's what I
used
thought.
to do the duo thing, but
Yeah.
I decided,
The reason I don't play with anybody anymore is because I can't keep tempo. It's a very difficult thing to do as a person who's playing guitar and singing at the same time.
I think it's kind of cool as a solo artist, though. If you have the ability to, let's say you have a bigger venue, bigger room, that you could add a piano and whoever you want. But if you're in a small gig, then it's just you.
You can play a heck of a lot more.
Yeah.
And with this type of music, you got to be choosy on what venues you do play.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just played out in Pewaukee, not my type of place.
Mm-hmm. Was it a full-on rock club?
Well,
Because that's the kind of place that I wouldn't want to play either.
They wanted their faces melted.
Especially if you walk in with a solo guitar or acoustic guitar and you're solo and you walk into a place like, oh, man, I wasn't expecting
There's barbed wire on the walls here. This is
They're going to throw bottles at me. But you're right. You have to be picky and choosy about the place you play. But does that help you in the long run, or does it get a little boring for you, too?
No. It helps. It helps you. And there's always places popping up that are new and that are trying to do a music thing. Mm-hmm. So you just gotta keep looking, and it's cool.
Yeah, you got some big shows coming up. You got the one at the BBC tomorrow night with Zachary Wade and Ren. Is that right?
Her name's Ren. Yep.
And what's her deal? She's a solo artist as well.
Yeah, she's a solo artist. Kind of Fiona Apple-ish.
Okay.
I want to say.
All right.
Well, we'll have to tell her to send us some stuff when she's got some. And then you have another gig at Shank Hall with My Morning Bell, too. So you got some shows on the horizon. We got the CD in hand. This is the one that you gave us a while back, about a year and a half ago or so.
Yep.
The first time we met. The first time we met, you gave the CD to me at a bar gig that I was doing. And
For an Indy 500.
Yeah. And I was intoxicated. And I told this promo staff, I'm like, you need to take this home right now. Or can you put it in my mailbox because I will lose it. I don't have any any pockets on me. So obviously we got
Did
the
someone
CD
lose
again.
their job over that?
No,
not at
It's
all.
like listen to Kramp.
No, still nobody would lose their job over that. We don't have any pull.
We don't have that ability to fire people.
We could fire ourselves.
Sorry, I'm in the mood. I've been watching The Celebrity Apprentice.
You want to see people get fired
You're
today.
fired. But this is a very interesting EP because you had some help with one of the bands that you really love, the Guffs, and Gorn from the Guffs helped you out with this. Explain a little bit more.
Well, I've been a huge Guffs fan since I can remember. I must have been to like 8 billion Guffs shows.
Yeah.
That guy is ridiculous. Talk about somebody that should have blown up and never did.
Yeah, he's a great singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
And he had a great band behind him, too.
And he didn't have to help me, and he did. And, I can't thank him enough.
Yeah.
And, Mike Bleasner, who did all the mixing for me, Phenomenal.
And he fills in for the Guffs once in a while as well. Mike's a great guy, too.
Quote, unquote, the fifth Guff.
Right, the fifth Guff. Let's go to the fifth song on your EP, Halfway Home, from Johnny Kocher. This is Another Place, Another Time. What's this one about?
This one's about finding that special someone and just the search and the journey.
Now, is this the song that Goran helped you out with?
Yeah, he laid down some keys for me.
Some keys.
Ooh, really?
Piano for laymen.
Not drugs.
Right. For keys.
Or maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't know that. And Goran was into that sort of thing. No wonder he stays in Chicago. Most of the action.
He always looks so healthy.
You know what I heard this morning on Kramp and Adler? That Goran likes the blow.
Untrue. Lies.
Here's a side note, though, but Goran and the guys actually are doing some recording, and they got some demo work coming up soon. Johnny Kocher, the song is called Another Place, Another Time, from Halfway Home. It's the EP, and you got some recording you're doing. We'll talk about that in a bit. FM 1021. FM 1021 mornings with Kramp and Adler. That's Johnny Kocher. He's going to be playing at the BBC tomorrow night. It's Another Place, Another Time, and as you said, Goran from the Guffs played keyboards on that.
Not a bad gig if you can get him.
Yeah. You get him to lay down some piano. That's nice. We were talking a little bit about the new project now. Are you going to be adding more to the instrumentation on like the next CD EP?
You know, I'd like to do drums. I'd like to have a full bandish sound.
Yeah.
But
you have to rent somebody.
Have to rent, but haven't got to the old blueprint yet.
Yeah.
But very soon.
And you said you're working with somebody who's also in another local band. Who's that?
It's my buddy Doug. He was in a band called Spirit Creek.
Yeah, we've had him on before.
Those guys on.
Those guys pushed the pavement hard for years.
Sure did.
And he knows what he's doing. He's got
scrape.
He's got some nice gear to work with. So you're working with a really good person. Johnny Kocher, make sure you check him out. It's coming up tomorrow night, the BBC. 10 o'clock is the start time. Ren, Zachary Wade, Andrew, and Nick of the Outhouse Poets as well for a $7 cover. Congrats, Johnny. Thanks for stopping by this morning.
Man.
We appreciate it.
Hey, love you guys.